Greetings, fanboys and fangirls. Jared here with another video from Fanboys Forever. Today we're going to be having something of a pre-release discussion all about the brand new LEGO Daily Bugle set. This is set number 76178. It is intended for ages 18 and up, and it has 3,772 pieces. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First of all, we've known about this set for quite a while. There's been a lot of leaks and a lot of information coming, and it's great to finally see these high definition, really beautiful images of the set, and it just looks spectacular. Not only is this the biggest Marvel set that they've released so far, but it is also the set that has the very most minifigures of any single LEGO set ever, because the previous record holder, I believe, was the LEGO Death Star with 24 minifigs, and this one has 25, so they very consciously one-upped it. And I'm telling you, I'm loving what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and break it down. Let's start off by just having a very close look at the actual set itself, just going from the bottom to the top. So at this bottom level, and this is the front of the building, you can see that we have a taxi that looks really good, and it looks like it would go great really with any kind of city set. We also have Aunt May right there. We have a newsstand, we have the Sandman, and I love all of this crazy like rock that's built under Sandman. That's awesome. The one I'm most excited about, Daredevil, so that's fantastic. And we also have a giant screen, like a Jumbotron, that's playing excerpts about the news, and we'll talk about that in a little more detail later. Huge fire escape on the sides, mostly glass and gray. It's a really cool kind of display of the Green Goblin bursting through the building. We have Spider-Man, Dr. Octopus, and a little bit of an iconic vehicle back there. We'll get into that in a minute. And at the very top, we have the water tower and the Daily Bugle sign and Firestar from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. So just all kinds of cool stuff going on. And then looking at the other side, from the top to the bottom, we can see more of the water tower. We can see some of the antenna on the top, the spider buggy, that iconic vehicle I was talking about, on the side. We also have J. Jonah Jameson and Betty Brant, Peter Parker's office, and a really cool brick-built like copy machine over here, like a scanner. That is awesome. A spider web up there. Maybe that's where Peter's keeping the Spider-Man costume. Maybe he webs it onto the ceiling or something. And then moving on down, we have some employees at the Daily Bugle. So what's interesting about this massive $300 LEGO set is the modularity of the set. Not only can you remove entire panels and like fronts of the building, so you can see here you can remove the entire front if you wish. It's completely modular, and it gives you very easy access to all the little offices inside. Not only that, but you can also remove entire sections and floors and ceilings. So what's great is that this gives you unprecedented access to getting into these tiny little environments. And this is one of my favorite ones down here. I would call this like the newsroom, where you have all these like TVs and these little drawers and things. It just looks great. There's coffee cups everywhere. You've got employees there. And the little window panels really do a great job of selling that. You can see the black cat hanging out up there. And this is also something that's really fascinating. This entire panel is just removable from the front of the building, and I can't wait to see exactly how that works in hand. You can see that it is like a facade that when I first saw it, I thought this was some kind of CGI render that was showing you like the action of an action feature. And no, this is a brick-built explosion that is suspended in midair. If you look closely, you can see that there's one of those transparent posts that's holding the Green Goblin up, and everything else is suspended out from the building, like it's actually attached. So this is actually just a static display that you're going to be able to replicate, and I'm very, very excited about this. You can also see that it's so modular that even the roof of the building comes off. You can see that the Daily Bugle sign's up there, and there's the water tower and Firestar, which we'll get into later. And we also get a better look at one of the removable panels on the front of the building, and this is that Jumbotron screen I was talking about. And what's great is that there's some very specific comic book references going on here. I really like the Scarlet Spider stuff. That's a cool idea, even though it's kind of weird the set doesn't come with the Scarlet Spider. So maybe they're trying to push you to buy the Spider Lair set. I think that's where you can get it. Clone epidemic out of control. There's Kurt Connors. There's no lizard in this set, so that's interesting that he's there. Maybe these are hints towards future sets. And we also have some breaking news with some of the villains over here. This is a picture that I'm really interested to cover, and this is your complete guide to all 25 of the minifigs. So we have a huge selection here, and we'll start with the top row here. We have the Punisher up there, which is one that I'm super excited about and cannot believe that they even did. as a lot of people are shying away from the Punisher these days for obvious reasons. But I love the Punisher, and I'm glad that they had the guts to go ahead and put him in there. There's Daredevil. Of course, in a perfect world, we all would have loved for there to have been a dedicated mask or helmet sculpt to put on the Lego head. But you know what? I think it turned out really well, and there's even some cool added detail on the suit. Mysterio looks really good, but we've seen Mysterio in a lot of the sets. Blade is another big surprise. It's great how many of the Marvel Knights kind of characters are coming in this, and I was just really surprised and excited by that. Dr. Octopus looks very similar to what we've seen in other sets. So do Venom and Carnage. Moving on down, we do have Peter Parker down there, and I really like this look of Peter Parker. It's definitely more of a Tom Holland kind of look for Peter, so that's interesting. The Aunt May looks good. Gwen Stacy was a cool surprise for this set. Miles Morales here, and he is looking great, very into the Spider-Verse. We have Ghost Spider there, or Spider-Gwen, as I'm more apt to call her. They have Firestar, and Firestar is second only to Daredevil for me for how excited I am about actually getting this. So I can't believe that they did Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends for this. It's kind of a shame they didn't just go ahead and do Iceman. Then we have Spider-Ham, which I thought was a really cool surprise. Black Cat in a different outfit than we've seen her before. And then this is where things get really obscure and really cool. We have Betty Brant. We know that she's very important in classic Spider-Man comics as J. Jonah Jameson's secretary and Peter's on and off again kind of girlfriend. We have the J. Jonah Jameson minifig, which is incredible. And then we have something that I can't even believe. We've got a Ben Urich figure. I mean, I cannot believe it. This is a character that I absolutely love from the comics, and it is so cool that they actually did it. And especially to a Daredevil fan like me who's read so many of those comics, and it's a big deal for me. Really liking the Robbie Robertson that we got. I'm really liking the sweater. I mean, it's just cool. We have Ron Barney over here. We've also got Bernie the Cab Driver. We have Amber Grant, Green Goblin, Sandman, and wouldn't you know it, you get a Spider-Man. Here's just some close-ups of some of the minifigures, and they look great. Carnage actually has a little bit more detail than I thought he would, so I don't know if this is the same as the ones we've been seeing in the other sets. Here's Daredevil a little more close-up, and he looks terrific. Really liking the cool headpiece they came up with. And it's funny to see Daredevil have an indentation for the nose, but not have a nose like most minifigs. And there's the cool armor that's all segmented. Ghost Spider, Black Cat. And now we can chill out and enjoy some of these hipster photos that they always take for these sets. So in the end, it's interesting because we know that this is a monumental set. This is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing that they've done. Almost 4,000 pieces for $300, which is a really good price-to-part ratio from Lego. I'm really, really, really pleased with everything that they've given us on this set. So as a huge comic book nerd, I feel like it is my duty to defend something that is in this set. I've already seen a couple of reviewers who are just, I guess they're Lego reviewers and they don't know as much about some of the old comics. But they were kind of tearing apart that this buggy, the Spider-Man colored buggy, was in the set and talking about how silly it was and how Marvel just had to, in an adult collector set, even one that was 18 plus, put something stupid like this. Guys, you're so wrong. The reason why they put this in here was to appease adult fans. Let me explain why. This, my friends, is the reason. This is the Spider-Mobile. This was something that was introduced in the old comics as more of a joke, and it's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Even Spider-Man knows it's ridiculous, and for years it's been kind of a nostalgic thing that people have talked about. It's just something fun to kind of joke about. It's something that they even bring up in some of the modern comics to this day. So, guys, the point of this was to appease adult fans. This is not a kiddie thing. The Spider Buggy being in this is a big deal. So this will be available on the Lego shop website, and it's going to be available on May 26th for VIP members. And if you're not, I highly suggest you become one, and you'll be able to get it early. But for the general public, it'll be available on June 1st, not only on the website, but also in store for people who live close to a Lego shop, you lucky dogs. But anyway, though, guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know down in the comments. Is there something else that they could have thrown in, besides the kitchen sink to have made you happier with the set? Or is this something that you're going to be picking up day one? Or are you going to hold off? Let me know down below. All right, guys, until next time, God bless you and yours, and I'll see you on Fanboys Forever. Take care.